Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you guys how I made these adorable ice toppers. So I made this tumbler for my daughter because she is obsessed with Sonic. So I made her two interchangeable lids, one that she can use for, sweet tea, lemonade, and the other was inspired by cherry limeades, which is her favorite drink. So if you're curious to see how I made these adorable toppers, keep watching. Okay guys, so for this craft, you're going to need quite a few things. You're obviously going to need your tumbler and whatever lid you are working with. You're also going to need some type of pliers so that we can take off the slider part of our lid. Then you're going to need a glue gun with some extra glue sticks. And then you can kind of pick out which ice cubes you want. So I bought this little ice cube tray and it makes these medium ice cubes, and I made these myself with just leftover resin from projects as I work on them. So now I just have a bunch of ice cubes that are readily available. Or if you want more of a crushed ice look, you can buy a package of this plastic vase filler, and it almost looks like crystals or something, but it could totally pass as crushed ice. And then the next part is totally optional, but I completely recommend. And that is buying some fake fruit to top your lids with. So I got a pack of these lemon and lime slices and wedges on Amazon. And then I also bought a pack of some cherries. So like I said, this is completely optional, but I think it just gives the lid a nice extra touch. And then you will need your UV resin with your UV light. You could also use regular resin if that is your preference. I just have some UV resin that I want to work with, so we are using that today. All right guys, let's get started. Okay, so I went ahead and plugged in my hot glue gun, and while that's warming up, we're gonna go ahead and prep the lid of our tumbler, because I don't know if you guys know this, but if your tumbler lid has one of these little sliders on it, it is very easy for like mold and gunk to start forming underneath this little slider, and especially because we are just layering stuff on top of this, and it's gonna be almost impossible to wash the very top of this lid once there's stuff on top of it. You might as well just avoid the hassle from the get-go and take off the little slider. So to do that, you just take a pair of pliers, and on the underneath side, you should see that it looks like a little clip that you can just squeeze and push out. I have found it difficult to do it without a pair of pliers, so I just always use these now. So you just squeeze and push like so. Then you should just be able to pull it out. And now we don't have to worry about this piece. Okay, so now I just like to take a paper towel and a little bit of rubbing alcohol, put it on the paper towel, and then just clean the lid really well so that everything can stick nicely. Okay, so now we are ready to start gluing down our crushed ice. So I like to just leave the mouthpiece right in front of me so that I remember to not cover that. That way someone can still drink out of that or put a straw through that. So I will just kind of line up some ice cubes right in front of the mouthpiece. That way I can kind of see how it's going to look. And those are actually going to be the first pieces that I glue down. So we're just going to be doing a base layer of these crushed ice cubes all over the bottom, and then we will just start to build it up. So I'm just going to take some hot glue and put it right around where these ice cubes are going to go, and then place them how I want. And I really just like using the hot glue instead of like super glue, because I feel like the hot glue just sets up faster, and then I don't have to hold these down while it dries while I'm trying to do something else. So it's just a little bit quicker for me. And plus we are putting UV resin over this, so it will get all sealed in anyway. So then I just like to take my hot glue gun and just kind of put some more in between the little cracks, because you want to try to have minimal cracks and spaces in between the cubes as possible. So you see how I just filled in underneath all those. And what I like about the hot glue too is when it dries, you don't even see it. So it just looks like it's a part of the ice. And as I go, I do kind of pull away all of the little hot glue webs that are created when you use hot glue. It's because you don't want some of these to be trapped underneath other ice cubes, and then it's impossible to get it all out. Okay, so moving on, we are just going to keep filling up this lid with these ice cubes. And there's really no wrong or right way to do this, so it's just whatever you prefer and what's easiest for you. Okay, and then I am ready to put down this lemon because I kind of want it to be like on top of the ice. I'm just gonna put some hot glue where the bottom of it is going to touch the lid, and then we're going to continue to fill the ice cubes around it and build up. So as you can see, we have our first layer of the crushed ice. So now we are just going to pile it up just to make it look a little bit cooler. Okay guys, so we are done putting our ice cubes on, and I filled up all of the little crevices with hot glue. This is what the bottom looks like, and these are pretty secure on there with the hot glue, but I'm sure, as you guys know, hot glue is obviously not a permanent glue. I could easily pop this entire thing off probably in one piece right now that it's all hot glued together. But now we are ready to put our UV resin on. So I am using this Signature Crafts Light Cure UV resin in high gloss and clear, because you can buy UV resin that's colored and you can buy it in matte. I do not want to dull down our ice. I think the high gloss is going to make the ice look wet and more realistic. So that's why we are using this today. I got this and the light at Michael's, but it can also be found at Hobby Lobby and online. So I'm just going to take my UV resin and I'm just going to coat the entire top of this. I just try to put like a thin layer over everything and just kind of maneuver it around. So now that I have resin all over this, now we are ready to put it under our UV light. Okay, so I'm just going to slide my lid under, and as you can see, my UV light turned on. And I'm just going to leave it under here for a couple minutes. As you can see, it's counting down. I just have it set on the 99-second mark, but I will run this several times, and then we're going to flip it over and run it over a couple more times. Alright guys, and our lid is completely cured and is ready to go on our tumbler. There you have it. That is how I make my ice topper lids. So overall, I think it's fairly easy. It just takes a little bit of time, but overall, I think they look amazing. It just gives your tumblers just that extra touch. They're so cute, and the possibilities are really endless as to what you can do on these. Alright guys, as always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop a comment down below. And I'll be sure to link all the supplies I used in my video description. If you like this video, please let me know that you liked it by giving me a big thumbs up. And don't forget to click that subscribe button down below so that you don't miss out on any other crafting tutorials.